The Maya civilization was one of the most powerful and important societies in history. Known for their advanced government systems, religious traditions, and impressive cities, they achieved great success before facing challenges like conflicts, environmental changes, and social changes that led to their decline.
The Mayans had a truly fascinating belief system. They didn't just worship one god, they believed in a whole host of deities. For the Mayans, religion wasn't just part of life, it was life. Everything they did, from daily tasks to grand ceremonies, revolved around honoring their gods. They believed that keeping the gods happy was the key to maintaining balance and order in the world. A big part of this devotion involved sacrifices. The Mayans believed that giving up something precious, like animals, trinkets, or even humans, was a way to gain the gods' favor. At sites like Kopan, archaeologists have found rows and rows of altars that show off just how central these rituals were to their culture. But sacrifices weren't solely acts of religious devotion. They were also deeply entwined with power and politics. After battles, captured warriors were often sacrificed as a way to signify the start of a new ruler's reign. These rituals went beyond appeasing the gods, as you see. They served as a bold display of dominance and authority, delivering a clear message: this is my time to rule. Interestingly, Mayan mythology even includes stories of gods being sacrificed. Yes, gods. One well known example is of the maize god, who was sacrificed in the underworld. This wasn't about punishment, it symbolized renewal and the start of a new cycle. The idea of sacrifice, whether it involved humans or gods, was rooted in the belief that it ensured the continuity of life and prosperity. This deep connection to sacrifice and spirituality wasn't confined to rituals alone. It even extended to their sports. The Mayans played a traditional board game called Pokotok, which carried significant religious meaning. Players symbolized gods, and the game itself was often a way to honor them or pray for blessings like good harvest. However, Pokotok wasn't just about entertainment. In some cases, the stakes were deadly, as losing teams could be sacrificed. This highlights how deeply their religious beliefs permeated every facet of life, even their games and social traditions. While sacrifices are one of the more striking aspects of Mayan culture, they weren't the reason the civilization declined. Sure, the practice might have created tensions, especially with elites sacrificing war prisoners and lower class people, but the real causes were much bigger. For example, political instability, social inequality, and environmental challenges like droughts. Sacrifice was just one thread in the larger tapestry of their story.
Maya civilization, flourishing in Mesoamerica for 2 millennia, is celebrated for its remarkable achievements in architecture, writing, and cultural heritage. Central to this incredible society was a deeply interconnected social structure that shaped every aspect of Maya life, from grand ceremonies to the daily routines of commoners. At the heart of this civilization was a hierarchical order. The king, or Ajau, stood at the top, serving not just as a political leader, but as a divine intermediary between the gods and the people. This fusion of power and spirituality was evident in Maya artifacts, like the conch shell trumpet from the 18th century, used in rituals that reinforced the ruler's divine authority. Artifacts made of jade and gold retrieved from sacred sites like Sacred Well at Chichen Itza further symbolize the elite's connection to the spiritual realm, as Harriet Hammond's studies show. Art also played a vital role in uniting the Maya. Murals depict vibrant scenes of dancers and musicians celebrating not just as individuals but as a community. These public gatherings, featuring instruments like the conchal trumpet, weren't just entertainment, they strengthened social bonds and affirmed political authority. Beyond the grandeur of the elites, the daily lives of commoners were the backbone of Maya society. Farmers, craftsmen, and traders worked together to sustain the economy and support the ruling class. Artifacts from the William Palmer's collection reveal how these interconnected communities cooperated to meet the agricultural demands and sustain local trade networks. Religion, however, was the ultimate unifying force. The Maya didn't separate the sacred from the everyday. Religious beliefs influenced agriculture, politics, and social rituals. Ceremonial centers became bustling hubs for large-scale festivals involving offerings and bloodletting to ensure cosmic balance. Participation in these rituals reinforced the community's identity and the elite's divine status. Yet, despite this, the Maya were not immune to challenges. The civilization was a network competing city-states rather than a unified empire, making it vulnerable to political fragmentation. Coupled with environmental pressures and shifting alliances, weakened the cohesion that Maya society. As Glimius highlights, their collapse was a gradual process, deeply rooted in the same social dynamics that had once them resilient. The Maya civilization's intricate social structure was both its strength and weakness. It allowed them to flourish for centuries, but also exposed vulnerabilities when pressures mounted. By exploring this duality, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity of their society, a timeless lesson in the rise and fall of civilizations.
The Mayan civilization had a unique and decentralized political structure. Independent states each had their own rulers, creating a complex web of politics, religion, and competition. Mayan rulers were more than just political leaders. They were considered intermediaries between gods and humans. Their divine status gave them the power to legitimize their rule and enforce their authority. To communicate their achievements and strength, rulers used stone monuments called stela. One striking example is a stela from Yokip, an ancient Mayan city now known as Piedras Negras. Here, King Kinish is depicted seated on a high throne draped with jaguar skin. The jaguar, a symbol of strength and power, underscores his authority. The absence of the jaguar's eyes adds a mystery to the event. Remarkably, not all rulers were men. A stele from Naranjo depicts a powerful female ruler, dressed in warrior attire. Her clothing and the animal symbols on it highlight her leadership in battle and her strength as a political figure. This rare depiction of a female ruler reflects the complexity of Mayan politics, where women could rise to power and command respect. Chichen Itza was one of the biggest and most powerful cities in Mayan history. The city had a great influence on religious systems and the economy, so this place was the center of politics. The city's rulers used imposing structures like the Temple of Kukulkan to demonstrate their authority. Chichen Itza had a strategic location because it was on the trade routes which was important to control them. The control over the trade routes enabled the city to gain economic and political power. The Maya civilization's political structure was influenced by its geographic location. The location of the city-states and their interactions were influenced by both flat lowlands and mountainous areas. Some cities like Chichen Itza and Tikal had political dominance because these cities were located near water sources and they had control over them. Access to water sources supported them to grow their populations and have economic and political power. Additionally, locating in the mountainous landscape caused a decentralized political structure. As a result, competition emerged between the city-states and Mayan political dynamics were shaped.
The Maya civilization built a very complex society where religion, politics, and daily life are deeply intertwined, with rulers acting as a bridge between people and gods. Despite their advancements, challenges like drought and war began to weaken the society, showing that even their rituals couldn't prevent change. The fall of the Mayan civilization highlights both the human capacity for building strong civilizations and our vulnerability to environmental, political, and social pressures.